Portland was a young, scrappy team on the way up, a play-in club with a real future, and they just bet a chunk of that future on a former superstar who played 20 games last season and shot it worse than he ever has. This is either the steal of the offseason or a franchise-altering mistake. There's almost no in-between. Today, how Ja Morant fits with the Trailblazers. Let's break it down. Here's the plan. First, the team Portland already had, because the fit only makes sense if you know what they were. Then what Ja Morant still is, the ceiling and the warning signs. Then the parts of his game that fit and the parts that don't. Then the cost, the player they gave up. And finally, the verdict. Stats are verified, the read is mine, and I'll warn you now, the two numbers that decide this trade aren't his points. They should scare you a little. This is Game is Culture. Quick thing before we dig in, if you like trades broken down with real data, subscribe. It's free and it helps a ton. And stick around because the verdict on this one is going to split Blazers fans right down the middle. Now the team. First, the team Portland already had. Start here. The Blazers went 42-40, the 8th seed in the West, a young play-in team that defends and is clearly on the rise, led by Deni Avdija and a towering young center in Donovan Clingan. But there was one glaring flaw. Portland finished 28th in the entire league in three-point shooting. 28th! Lock that number in your head because it is the single most important fact in this whole trade. Remember it. Now the new arrival. Last season, Ja Morant averaged 19.5 points and 8.1 assists a game. But look at that third number on the card, 20. He played just 20 games. That card tells you the entire story in one glance. Real talent, almost no availability. So which one is the real Ja Morant? That's the whole question. Because at his best, Ja Morant is electric. A two-time All-Star, a former All-NBA guard, and one of the most explosive downhill players the league has ever seen. A human highlight who collapses defenses and throws lobs from anywhere. At his peak, he was a 25-point engine who dragged a young Memphis team to the top of the West. That ceiling, that version, is exactly why Portland made this call. But last season told a very different story. Now the warning signs. Here are the two numbers I promised. Number 1, availability. Morant played just 20 games last season and only 50 the year before. Number 2, the shooting fell off a cliff. He shot 23.5% from 3 with a 52% true shooting, both career worsts. So Portland is betting on a downhill guard who last year couldn't shoot and couldn't stay on the floor. Hold both of those because together they're the risk in this entire trade. And the shooting matters more here than almost anywhere. Map where Morant scores and it's a rim-dominant picture, ferocious at the basket, but a real liability from outside, that 23.5% from 3. Defenses know it, they sag off him, they wall up the paint, and they dare him to shoot. For a guard whose whole game is attacking the rim, a broken jumper lets the defense take away the very thing he does best. That's the puzzle Portland has to solve. And here's the part that should worry Portland most, the spacing paradox. They were already 28th in three-point shooting, and to get Morant, they traded away Jeremy Grant, who shot nearly 39% from 3 on volume, their single best floor spacer. So they added a non-shooting guard by subtracting their best shooter. Put Morant next to a non-shooting center like Clingan, and the floor can get awfully crowded. They didn't fix the spacing, they may have made it worse. And then there's the traffic jam in the backcourt. Portland already brought back Damian Lillard, and they already have Drew Holiday. Now they add Ja Morant. That is 3 lead guards who all need the ball on one roster. And that's before you count Deni Avdija, who runs a big chunk of the offense himself. Lillard missed last season recovering from a torn Achilles, so this logjam really bites when he returns next year. Someone's touches, someone's minutes, and someone's role has to shrink. 3 ball-dominant guards can be a luxury, but 2 of them in Morant and Lillard are undersized on defense, and the spacing math we just talked about doesn't get easier with more guards who need the rock. For this roster, the jam leans toward a problem. So what actually fits? Now the good news, and it's real, Morant gives Portland the one thing they completely lacked, a dynamic downhill lead creator who bends a defense and generates easy shots for everybody else. And the pick and roll fit with Donovan Clingan is genuinely thrilling. Morant is one of the best lob passers alive. Clingan is a rolling, rim-running big. That two-man game alone is a nightly highlight and a steady diet of easy baskets. On talent, this raises Portland's ceiling overnight. Tally it honestly. On the upgrade side, Morant brings star creation, rim pressure, lob passing, and a jolt of star power, a quiet roster badly needed. On the stress side, he brings shaky outside shooting, real defensive questions, and that scary availability history. The creation clearly raises the ceiling. The shooting and the health just as clearly raise the risk. This is not a clean upgrade, it's a swing. And one thing genuinely lines up in Portland's favor, the timeline. Morant is only 26, right in the heart of his prime, and Portland's young core is climbing alongside him, not aging out from under him. If he's healthy, this is a backcourt and a roster that can grow together for years. The window here is opening, not closing. That's the optimistic case, and it's a fair one. Keep it in mind for the verdict. So what's the cost? Nothing this big is free. Portland gave up Jeremy Grant, a steady 18-point-a-game veteran, and again, their best floor spacer, plus Chris Murray, a young wing with a future. So in one move, they traded away reliability and shooting for upside and volatility. That is the entire bet in a single sentence. Certainty out, ceiling in. Whether that's wise comes down to one thing: which Ja Morant shows up. There's also the off-court factor, and I'll keep it straight. Part of why Morant's availability has been shaky isn't just injuries. He's missed time for off-court issues before, too. Portland is betting that a fresh start and a new city bring out the most focused, most motivated version of him. That's a real human variable, and no model can fully price it. It could be the thing that makes this a steal, or the thing that sinks it. So, the projection. So here's how it splits. Portland was a 42-win play-in team. Get the healthy, bounce-back Morant, and the dynamism could push them up into the mid-40s and a more comfortable playoff spot, my read. Get the hurt, non-shooting version, and they may actually be worse than before because they gave up steady production and spacing for 20 games of a star. Same trade, two completely different seasons. The bar is held. And remember where they live. The West is a meat grinder. Oklahoma City, San Antonio, Denver, all stacked at the top, with the play-in line sitting around 42 wins. So even the best version of this isn't a leap to contention. It's a climb of a few seeds and a more dangerous first-round team. Morant raises Portland's ceiling and their variance at the very same time. High risk, high reward in the toughest conference in basketball. So, the verdict. Grade the fit, and it's a true coin flip with a high ceiling. The creation and the lob game with Clingan are a real exciting fit, and the ages line up. But the spacing problem and the availability history are serious. Serious enough that I can't call this a clean win. So on my dial, it lands between fair and strong. A high upside gamble, not a sure thing. The talent says yes. The two numbers say be careful.
Remember the two numbers, 20 games and 28th in shooting. They are the whole verdict. If Morant stays healthy and rediscovers even a passable jumper, Portland stole a former All-NBA guard for spare parts, and this backcourt is a problem for years. If his body and his shot don't come back, they traded their best shooter and a young wing for a highlight reel that's hurt in April. Where could I be wrong? In both directions, completely. That's what makes it a gamble. So that's the fit. Ja Morant gives Portland a star ceiling and a lob partner they'll love, but he comes with a broken jumper, a thin injury history, and a spacing problem they made worse. So tell me, do the Blazers win this gamble, or did they give up too much steady basketball for a boom or bust star? Drop it below. And we are so close to 1,000 subs, so subscribe to stay up to date.